If you're thinking of purchasing a property in Miami, you need to watch this video till the end. In this video, we're gonna be going over the type of properties that you should not buy in Miami. There's many types of different properties available for you to purchase, but not every single type of property is going to be the right one for you. It's going to really depend on your situation and what exactly you're looking for. But I'm going to be talking about in this video, I'm going to be talking about a few types of properties that I see that are not really the right ones for most people, and I'm just going to talk about some of the mistakes that I've seen that I don't want to happen to you. So again, we're going to be talking about the type of properties that you should not buy in Miami. So let's not waste any more time and let's jump into the video right now. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another video. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Waisfeld, local real estate agent down here in Miami. And today we're going to be talking about the type of properties that you should not buy or that you should be watching out for. So let's get started with those type of properties. The number one type of property that you should really watch out for is going to be 55 plus communities. There's nothing wrong with 55 plus communities. These are the type of communities that, again, like the numbers say, 55 plus, so 55 years or older can live in these communities. They have different types of restrictions. It depends on each one. Some are gonna require that at least one person in the that's living in the property is 55, and there could be kids or there could be people that are not 55. There's some type of properties that don't permit anyone under 55 to live at all. There's some properties, some communities that don't permit like young kids. Like there's different type of restrictions in these type of 55 plus communities. In Miami, there's not many of these type of communities. There's a lot more in the Broward area, but still, it's still all the South Florida area. So I just want you to know, because a lot of clients, they send me properties when I start looking, their communities are 55 plus. So these are not the best type of investments. Why? Because only buyers that are 55 plus can actually purchase in these type of properties, right? So appreciation is not as much. The rentals, if you are ever wanting to rent, is gonna be a lot more problematic. There's a lot more restrictions. There's a lot more, rules and policies to when it comes to these type of communities. So again, I suggest you try not to look at 55 plus unless you really want to live in one of these properties, or if it's for a family member, something like that, someone that's going to live it, then I think and have as a primary residence, a primary use, then it could be a good choice. If you're not really looking for an investment type, if you just want to purchase a property, it could work out. However, if you're looking for an investment opportunity, if you're looking to invest, or if you're looking to buy now, live it, and then rent it out in the near future, then these type of communities are not a type of property that I recommend. Okay, so any type of 55 plus community, I highly do not recommend in the Miami or the South Florida area. Again, unless you're planning to live there or someone in your family is planning to live there as their primary residence. The second type of property that you should not buy in Miami are gonna be condominiums that are outdated or that are really old. If you watch my other videos, I talk about condominiums a lot. I focus on condos a lot. So pretty much there is something called the 40-year recertification when it comes to condos. So when the condo hits its 40-year mark since it was built, it needs to have its 40-year recertification, right? That means that the city goes, they check on the building, the structure, and many other things, plumbing, electric, all these type of things, and they make sure it's up to standard and safe and all those good things, right? So most condos right now, we are passing that mark, right? Because many of the condos in Miami are from the 60s, from the 70s, some from the 80s, so we're just passing those marks. Some condos take years to finish these certifications because they don't have the money or different problems. But these are the type of condos that you should not buy unless you know what you're getting into. Why? Because again, there's gonna be a lot of work that's gonna be done in these buildings. And what does that mean for you as a buyer, as a homeowner? It's gonna mean special assessments. What are special assessments? Well, pretty much, let's just say you buy one of these condos, it hit its 40-year mark, and they're now looking to, let's just say, renovate the lobby, renovate the hallways, do new balconies, glass balconies, let's just say. It's something that's very common. They gotta do concrete, they gotta do paint restoration, right? There's a lot of work that needs to be done. So if you're a homeowner, condo owner in one of these properties, one of these condominiums, well, they will get a cost, right, of whatever that work is gonna be done, and then that gets divided up between condo owners. So that equals a special assessment. So that means, let's just say the work is $10,000, well now you owe $10,000, right? So sometimes you have to pay all at once, and sometimes you have monthly payments. Many condos in Miami have special assessment. This is something you're gonna see a lot, you're gonna hear often. So just make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. So if the condo is really outdated, if you go in there, and there's plenty of these in Miami, if you go to these condos and you see that the hallways are old, the doors are old, the lobby is outdated, there's no work that has been done in 20, 30 years, you know it's gonna come up. There may not be talking about it, there may not be in the notes for the board members, but there's something that's gonna be coming up. So these are the type of properties that you do not want to get into unless you have that budget, or unless you love that property, or unless you know, hey, this is a possibility. Something may come up and it might be 5 grand, 10 grand. I've seen up to 20, I've seen up to 30 grand, right? I've seen up to 30 grand in some condominiums in Miami Beach where they've done beautiful job. They've done tons of work to it. But hey, if you're in a budget or you don't have that extra money, right? Or let's just say you have a set budget monthly, and now you have a special assessment, and now you have to pay $300 for 20 years or 15 years. I've seen a lot, 10 years, 15 years. I see that often. Or do you have those extra $300 to make those payments, right? So these are the type of properties that you should not buy. You should really look out for, right? If you're working with an agent that knows about condominiums and knows about these things, then it's always a good thing to ask them, hey, is there any special assessments right now? Are there any special assessments coming up? Are they talking about it? What do you think? Right? And also try to make that analysis yourself. Like, take a look at the condo, check it out, see other condos around that building. Or they also getting updated, right? So again, they may not be talking about it, it may not be in the works right now, but it's something that should be coming up, and I always explain this to my clients. Another type of property that you should not buy are homes inside of communities. There's a lot of homes, single family homes that are inside of communities. What does that mean? That means if it's in a community, it's gonna have a lot more rental restrictions. It's gonna have a lot more restrictions. There's a lot of work that you cannot do to the type of home. You can't paint it, a certain color that you want. It has to be whatever color that they say, and the grass, and this and that, and maybe the renting policies. Maybe, hey, you have too much cars in your driveway. You cannot work in your car in your driveway. They have many types of different restrictions. So definitely these type of communities have pros and cons, right? You have gated, it's secure, everything is gonna be in great condition, etc. But again, you also have many restrictions. So if you're looking, for a type of property that, hey, you don't want any association, you don't want people telling you what you should do and what you shouldn't do to your own home, then watch out for these type of properties in communities. So make sure you tell your agent, hey, I want a single family home, but I do not want it inside of a community. I do not want it with the HOA, right? There are some HOAs in Miami for these type of single family homes. I will say there's probably 10-20% of homes are inside communities. So the good things that you do have about 80% that are just single family homes without a community, right? But just make sure you watch out for these type of properties. And lastly, this is very important for you to watch out for: short-term and Airbnb properties. Airbnb is on the rise, short-term rentals is on the rise. A lot of investors, a lot of people are buying to do short-term and Airbnb. It's a great thing, it's a great type of investment. However, most of these people that are buying these type of properties have no experience, no knowledge when it comes to the short-term rental world. Right? They have no knowledge, no experience. They just hear about it. Hey, everyone's doing it, I'm gonna go and do it too. That's a big red flag. It's a big problem, and it's something you should really watch out for. Why? Because you're not seeing what all these other investors are seeing, right? These investors that already have experience, that already been doing it, they know the numbers, they know what figures they are associated with running this type of business. Think about it as a business, right? So you're not just buying the property, hey, that's it, great job. No, it's not like that. There's a lot of work involved in short-term rentals, right? There's a lot of things involved. So It's a lot more work. Yes, the benefits are great. You're gonna get great income. There's a lot of people making tons of money with the short term. I support it. I love it. I have a rental properties myself in Airbnb. However, again, not everyone is ready to do this type of investment. Not everyone is like, you have to ask yourself, are you ready to run that type of business? Even though you may hire a management company for them to do everything, you kind of still need to be aware of everything. You kind of still need to know those numbers. A lot of people just go in it and then they mess up with those numbers, and really the amount of days the property is rented, those numbers mean a lot. You could be on the negative side or the positive side. So it just really comes down to, of course, having a great management company or whoever's going to be managing the Airbnb. It really comes down to them a lot. But you as a property owner, you need to be aware. You need to have knowledge. You need to understand these numbers. What numbers you need to meet each month, and a lot of other things that are associated with running this type of short-term business. So it's a mistake that I see a lot, that people just get into it, and then when they realize, hey, the numbers are not making sense, or it's a lot more work than I thought, or this and that, and then they go and they sell that property, and they probably end up either losing money or just end up losing a lot of time. So again, if you're gonna get into this type of business, it's a short term, just make sure you learn about it, you investigate, you do some research, you have an agent that also understands about it when it comes to buying this type of property, and you're just at least ready to work a little bit of this property. Of course, you're gonna have hopefully you'll have a great management for this type of property, but still you need to know the basics, the foundations. You need to know everything about this type of business. So hopefully this video has helped you determine what type of properties you should not buy. And again, if you're gonna buy into one of these type of properties that I spoke about, really hope you have more knowledge, more information about, and it's really a type of property that you do want to buy. But for the most part, for the most people, these are the type of properties that you should not buy down here in Miami. Now, if you're looking to purchase a property down here in Miami, feel free to reach out to me at any time. I would love to help you get settled down here in Miami or buy an investment property. You have all my contact information down below in the description. Feel free to reach out to me at any time. WhatsApp, email, Instagram, call me. I'll be more than happy to set up a Zoom call with you and go over the best options. Make sure you like the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I hope you go check out my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you guys later.